When is a house a home? I believe that is when you make it your own. Good morning. I'd like to welcome you back to this modded Minecraft series. In today's episode, I'm going to be needing some more tools and equipment that I haven't picked up already, and in order to do that, we have to move off to some newer territory. This means it's time to get this old TARDIS locked and loaded and ready to fly. And with the dematerialization circuit in hand, my knowledge of time travel has been restored. Let's go pop this stuff into the engine. It is a fiddle and ready to fly. Some items, such as this, will need to be attuned in the engine before they can be usable. Pop this sucker right into this slot here, and the progress will only fill when the TARDIS is in flight. Flying the TARDIS is actually quite simple if you remember to build a stabilizer. Simply engage the stabilizers and look up a destination. This process is made easier by using the telepathic circuits. Watch this. The range for searching out an effective biome is not very wide, only 500 blocks. This is where nature's compass comes in. Simply right-click with it, and you can search for any biome anywhere. There is no limit to how far it will look. Having just done this, I found a swamp. The following coordinates that are shown on screen. Now all I have to do is input the coordinates into the TARDIS computer. Coordinates set. Now all I have to do is set the throttle. And throw the switch. Ah, listen to those piano strings. You see those hearts there? The TARDIS is alive. It loves you. Well, in Minecraft, this translates mainly to a simple system of loyalty and mood. You can improve the TARDIS's loyalty and mood by using it, and by taking it out on adventures. It loves to fly. I don't know how I feel about anthropomorphizing things in the world of Minecraft, but in the canon of Doctor Who, the TARDIS does indeed qualify as an engineered life form with its own consciousness. With our journey complete, the TARDIS now comes in for a landing. Excellent. Don't forget to set the handbrake. Now, let's take a look outside and see where we've ended up. Looks like a safe position. Interesting. There's this tree in the way. Well, I'd like to get this tree out of the way. Makes it easier to get back to the TARDIS when I'm finished here. Remember where you parked. It's going to come up a lot. Now, what I'm looking for is a slime. I'm going to need some slime to craft some of the items on my bucket list. I suppose while I'm here I can do a little bit of mining. Ah, uranium and iranium. We all uranium. No slimes out today. Better wait till dark. In order to properly attune the item I placed in the engine, I'm going to need some more flight time in order to make the full attunement process. This means I'm going to have to disable the stabilizers. This could go very well, or it could go very poorly. With the stabilizers disengaged, first thing I need to do is pull the handbrake, then slowly ramp up the throttle. Immediately, there's an error. Without the stabilizers, you get errors mid-flight that you have to attend to before they can cause damage. Such as that. The name of the error gives you a hint as to the nature of it. However, once your journey has been completed, there are no more errors. Hopefully all that damage I took isn't going to affect the TARDIS's mood too badly. It doesn't like it when it gets damaged. Still uncomfortable with the idea of anthropomorphizing things in Minecraft. Ah well. It's time to hunt down some slime. Well, this was unexpected. Seems there's been some coordinate drift. I need to get out of here. The hunt will now commence. Found you. A lot of mobs here. Only one thing for it. I love this thing. Ah, lovely, lovely slimes. Slimes in hand. Now we can get back to work. I'm getting mighty tired of juggling between my transmutation table and my crafting table. This ought to even the score. It's not much yet, but it's a start and it will become very significant. Check this out. This is an interesting little gem. With it, I'll be able to connect my entire transmutation table knowledge and all the EMC stored into this refined storage system. Check this out. Just look at everything that's going to be in there. Now, in order to power my refined storage system, I'm going to need a little something called Forge Energy. In fact, I'm probably going to need a lot of it. But in order to get started, there's this handy-dandy little gem. An Artron converter. Converts the TARDIS's internal Artron storage into usable forge energy. Just set it down like so, and enable it with a lever. Throw the switch. Ah, beautiful. The refined storage system now has power. Check this out. Everything's in there. And what's more, I can do a search for anything I want. For example, snowballs. Tells me exactly how much I have in the system. I can make over 120,000 snowballs with the current EMC. Let's throw everything in, why not? Looks exactly like a transmutation table, but with extra bonuses. The true power of this system is not to be underestimated. For everything that doesn't have an EMC value, it can still store that as well, much better than a chest, and it will all appear here. To do that, I'm going to need a disk drive. I'll set this down right here. And as you can see, it connects to the system just fine. Now I'm going to need some disks. Just imagine storing all your stuff on disk. Oh, it's like a world within a world within a world, isn't it? Disk inserted, I should be able to start inserting items with no EMC value, such as all this raw, uncooked material. Fantastic. This is the beginning of a very beautiful thing. Mark my words. Seems the Artron converter has drained some of the internal Artron energy. Looks like I'm going to have to start the refueling process. With the refueling protocols in the TARDIS, you have virtually unlimited Artron as long as you can store it, but it comes back very slowly. Artron, therefore, can't be fully relied upon as a source of forge energy through this converter. In order to get more forge energy, I'm going to need to generate it normally. And to do that, let's build a nuclear reactor. That's right, you heard me. A nuclear reactor. What, you didn't think there was a mod for that? Well, check this out. In order to build a proper reactor, I'm going to need to contain it somehow. Wouldn't want a meltdown or anything like that. That would damage important things. That's where this comes in. Watch this. And just like that, it's like a world within a world within a world. Compact machines. Gotta love it. Oh, it is so easy to just craft things now. I don't have to go back and forth between my table and my crafting table. Ah, fantastic. Now, your average bog standard nuclear reactor is a multi-block structure. That means it doesn't all fit inside of a singular block. So, you have to be a little thoughtful about how you build these things. And with the last block, the multi-block structure is now complete. Let's see, we're going to need some fuel. Don't forget to set up the control rods. Right? I've loaded up the reactor enough. Here goes nothing. Ah, temperature is within acceptable limits. Slowly building up a buffer of energy. Note, RF is interchangeable with forge energy. Basically the same thing, with a different name. Ah, a successfully set up reactor. Now that this thing's running, I can start extracting the energy. To do this, need to check the power tap on the back. It's time to set up a little something extra. A little something called the flux network. Check this out. Wireless energy transmission to anywhere in any dimension. Feeling overpowered yet? I think so, and it couldn't be more exciting. A little ambitious, I know, but we'll be upgrading our power generation eventually. And with our new network connected, we need to connect this flux plug to the network. Delicious. And with a corresponding flux point connected to this controller, connected to this EMC interface, I have effectively created an automatic loading system for this reactor. This exporter will be exporting ingots periodically as the reactor requires them. And to make sure this system continues to function when I leave it, I'm going to set this flux plug to chunk loading mode. That way, when I'm gone, the reactor will continue to function. Excellent. Very excellent. Before I can craft anything else, I'm running a bit low on EMC. Looks like I'm going to have to start doing some mining. And before I do that, I want to set up a little something special. This is no ordinary ender chest. This has channels. As you can see, it's currently set to white, white, white. Now with a corresponding ender pouch, I can open it up, put in a thing, and it will be inside the ender chest. You thinking what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I'm gonna go mining with this. Just set up the importer back here, and away we go. Suck the bed right back into the system. Delicious. Always gotta pay attention to the floor before you step out the door. Because you might drop just like that. Well, let's see. Time to start digging. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Ah, lead. Deliciously toxic. Gonna need some of this for later. Let's stuff all this stuff back into the system, shall we? Note in the upper corner, the EMC value is being processed right back into EMC, whereas the ores will be stored inside of the disks. Fantastic. And I don't even have to do anything. All it took me was a bunch of crafting. And mining, and crafting, and mining and crafting, but hey, that's the name of the game, ain't it? Well, that's enough mining for now. Back to crafting. And it's just that easy. Not a whole lot to store inside the disk since most of it is going back to EMC. Next thing I want to do is set up a little insurance. In this dedicated chamber, I'm going to set up a little bit of a back door to find my way back to the TARDIS in case I get lost. Bet the Doctor himself wishes he'd have thought of this. To facilitate the construction of my special back door, I'll be using the effortless building mod. Simply hold down the Alt key and you get a radial menu such as this. I'm going to want to build a cube. Well, specifically a hollow cube made out of this block that I'm carrying right now. Note, in survival mode, you need the blocks that you're going to be using. Otherwise, it won't let you build. Watch this. One at about 3 deep, 5 wide, and 5 tall. And like magic, there it is. Okay, this is going to require some extra setup. Okay, with my flux point set up to provide some power, all I need to do is to complete the multi-block structure. Bingo. A functioning portal. Think of it a bit like Stargate. Watch. First, we're going to give it a name. Alright, Now, when I construct a corresponding portal somewhere in the world, I'll be able to dial into this one, and I will materialize right in this room. The second ingredient for my little bit of insurance is going to require this energetic infuser block. Place it down like so, next to our flux point, and it begins charging with forge energy. Now, having crafted this, I can simply place it in the infuser, and it will charge with energy. Delicious. Now I can link my charged porter to this matter receiver device, courtesy of the RF Tools mods. Alright, with my charged porter linked, let's give it a shot. Boom! From anywhere in the world, I will end up right back here. The next thing I want to do here is continue crafting. This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor. Unfortunately, it has no obvious interface with the TARDIS, but it does do another thing. It can charge up with energy. Look at that. Look at that. I carry this in my inventory, I'll be able to discharge it back into whatever powered tools I might be carrying, such as this little gem. The next thing I want to do is electrify my ore processing system. That's going to start with a pulverizer. Yes, this little gem requires some forge energy, so we'll just set it up right here. Charging up. Excellent. Now, I'd like to connect it to my storage system so that I can supply it with ores. With my exporter set to start exporting ores into this thing, it's time to set up the machine. As you can see, it's powered by forge energy, also known as RF. With this interface, I can configure which sides it will accept and export whatever it needs. Bring in the auto input, bring in the auto output. Let's see, I want to bring in stuff from the top and export it out the back. Pulverizer set. Now to place the ores back into the system. Now, as you can see, the pulverizer is operational. It's automatically being given ores from the storage system, which it will then pulverize into dusts, which are then pulled out from the top back into the system. Perfecto. Now, in order to smelt some of those dusts, I'm going to need this induction smelter. Dust set. And now dust is being exported directly into the induction smelter, where it is then smelted into ingots. This is not only an electrified and automated ore processing system, it is also an ore doubling system, with occasional ore tripling and some other bonuses. Feeling overpowered yet? Oh well. Now, in order to form a more complete lock on my portal insurance policy, I'm going to need to build a portal somewhere in the world. I've chosen close to coordinates 00. Let's fly the TARDIS there now and check it out. With that, my emergency Stargate has now been constructed. Not to be confused with an actual Stargate, there is a mod for that, although it has not been updated for this version of Minecraft. Maybe I'll get into it some other playthrough. For now, let's go home. Well, that was a lot of fun. And to think, we're only still just getting started. Got plenty more up my sleeve where that came from. I want to thank you for joining me. Until the next time.